Hello and welcome back, Heroes of the Storm fans. We are attempting to replay cast License to Kill versus Bad Rats. We tried this yesterday, didn't work out, so we're going to try again today. We will be using the original um, over overlay and replay observer from the Heroes of the Storm client because attempting to get it to use pre-patch files and actually then work with my observer overlay, it was as user-friendly as a microwave that will only work while your head is inside of it. So we instead are going to use what we were given by Blizzard. It's not the friendliest, but we shall move on. So we've got License to Kill versus Bad Rats. License to Kill banned Sky Temple and Volskaya Foundry, two large maps with plenty of macro opportunities, and Bad Rats banned Alterac Pass and Garden of Terror. So much of the same. Large maps, lots of macro, lots of splitting, lots of gank opportunities. So instead, we're starting on one of the smallest maps we have in the pool, Braxis Holdout. Go get yourself some Zerg and smash your opponent. So having good clear. Often this is a map where we see sometimes offlaners we don't always see, ones that can duel over the point. If you can beat your opponent on the beacon and keep them away from it, you give your team a huge advantage. Because we don't have the privilege of a draft phase because we're casting from replay, we'll do a quick draft analysis as we pop into game. And after that, we'll just see what these teams have to offer us. So without further ado, let's get in game and see what we've got going on in game number 1. NGS Season 19 Division C between License to Kill and Bad Rats. So what we see here is the blue team has drafted Muradin, Rhaegar, Chromie, Tychus, Leoric. Very good all-around comp. Leo has good clear, can push his lane opponent up into their gates. He wants to hit Drain Hope, otherwise he can struggle a little bit in the actual dueling aspect of the offlane, especially on the beacon where there's no minions to get some to reset his Ossian renewal if that's what he takes. So sometimes you'll see the level 1 where you can get healing from a skeletal swing, just to try and get some healing if you can't get Ossian renewal, but it's not very common. Chromie, Tychus are strong damage dealers. Rhaegar's a buff healer, and Muradin is good. He can also help gank by when he's on the map. He can come in and rotate from bottom, jump over here, facilitating a much quicker rotation, and then help faster than perhaps the other offlaner would think. So good all-around draft, solid. They just basically have to play it to their basic win conditions, and it should be fine. On the other side, we have Anduin, Junkrat, Vala, Samuro, Diablo. So this is interesting. Samuro not always the strongest right off the bat early, but his ability to get away from the Leo Drain Hope means he's going to be very, very difficult for Leo to duel on the point. And because he doesn't have mana, even if he does get low, he can kind of step back, grab an orb, wait a few seconds, and come back in while Leo might have to fully back or go tap. So the longer the game goes, the harder this gets for Leoric to 1v1 Sam. He's going to need ganks to be able to handle the Orc Blade Master. Vala, Junkrat are also very strong on this map. Junkrat's control over the beacons can get very frustrating with mines and traps. Anduin's a great healer. Diablo actually very strong here. Lots of little map segments, lots of little areas to knock people around. Wall segment here, wall segment here, here. So Diablo can provide a lot of control, and while he's charging, he's pushing people away from the beacon in pretty much every direction. So I think both these teams have good opportunities. I think the tools drafted by the red team means this could be easier for them than it is for their opponent. This is a general all-around comp. This is a comp that's designed to win this map. Sound more robotic? I don't know what to tell you, my friend. This client has been a nightmare for me. I heard that last time too. I don't know if it's the replay file or what, but it's been difficult. Let me see if OBS is telling me any information about that. Oh! Well, it's got my microphone showing up twice, so let's mute one of them. Is this better? So I'm going to pop to a different view quickly. Yeah, for some reason, microphone is showing up twice. Let's take microphone out of here. I don't need it twice. There we go. Hopefully that helps. I certainly hope that makes a difference. All right, so without any further ado, again, I feel like this team probably has a slight advantage, but at the end of the day, all matchups are skill matchups. So let's see what License Kill versus Bad Rats has us. So, in the blue, making Stepman upset, is Bowser King on Muradin, Ultimate Hook on Rhaegar, Jadic on Chromie, Jep playing Tychus, and Jakuval on Leoric. This is License to Kill. And on the far side, We've got Anduin played by Niam, Jamster on Junkrat, French on Vala, Vinx on Samuro, and Ding Dong, the Diablo's dead. No, we have Diablo, and this team is known as the Naughty Rodent. No, sorry, Bad Rats. Let's get rolling. So we can see here, I'm not going to pull up the one on the bottom because as you can see, it takes up half the screen. That's dumb. We've got Third Wind, Totem Build, Deep Breathing, so not Vision, but the Dragon Breath talent for the Chromie, Ossian Renewal as per usual. Even-handed Blessing for the Anduin. Big Dog taking a lot of damage from the Chromie. The Chromie does pump a lot of damage out right from level 1 as she stacks her W. We've got the Trap Mine, Fire at Will, so the Scattershot build from Vala, which can be very strong over these tight fights here. Now there is a jump by Bowser King onto French, but he manages to back away. Now Ding Dong is getting super low, but the little hip hop. That's a Diablo who likes his rap. Got a little hip hop, saved his skin. That didn't rhyme, but I'm not a rapper. But they do manage to save their tank. And again, Jeff puts a lot of pressure on the, I guess, Jading. Chromie puts a lot of pressure on. So in the early game at least, this is going to be easier for our blue team. The Third Wind, it means he doesn't have to tap. However, at 10, we've got a lot of CC options here. We've got the Light Bomb, we've got Apocalypse or well, Social probably Fire Breath. Over here, probably a Temporal Loop, I would assume. Although slowing sounds can be great in areas on this map as well. Yeah, so Soul Shield and Way of the Blade. So the critical strike more frequently, which makes dueling better and makes his clear a little easier as well. Ding Dong's taking a lot of damage from that Chromie. Bowser King does pop in. The healing is going on to Ding Dong. He's getting incredibly low. He jumps out by pushing Bowser King. He manages to stay alive, but he's so low. Can Chromie get anything else in? No. Ding Dong gets behind. Oh, but he's backing in a really awkward spot. He's going to try backing again. The beacon is captured by Bowser King. Ding Dong is going back. This one is captured by Leo, but now Vince is looking to take it himself, and he does have this Leo at half health. The gate is going down to the pressure, but Chromie is getting low on mana. Oh, and Bowser King's very low on health. He has to be careful if he goes down to French. They're really going to lose their ability to pressure. The Chastise from Anduin does not hit. And the entire team is forced back off. Ding Dong is going to come in onto this. And the top was captured by Vinx. So they are going to fight over this. It's still held by License to Kill. In the top lane, this is just going to get more and more frustrating for the Leoric as the Samuro just push, back away. Push. Auto, out sustain. It can be so frustrating as an offlaner to deal with Samuro's ability to duel. You don't think a character that can really only fight you with auto attacks can do this much. But man alive, can he get under your skin. So Jackaval is going to try again as the red team is pushed off again. Look at this. And now he switches. And now Jackaval's at half and Vinx is still fine. Jackaval's now at a quarter of his health. Vinx is still fine. This character can be a surprising duelist if you're not used to seeing how he fights. Even lane bullies can struggle against him. My first Thrall is decent other than that. But there goes Jamster. Gets jumped on, stunned, and killed. Has a very low health point pool. And so he got caught out there on a tough rotate here. Insta-murder. So, we're at 34 to 12% on third progress. Lots of damage. The deep breathing does so much damage to Niam in the back, and he's forced to give even more healing. Now Bowser King has gotten low. Ding Dong. Still taking so much damage. That Chromie is fully stacked now on that deep breathing quest. Jamster has returned. Jadic is so low on mana, and Bowser King actually fully backed. The red team not wanting to get themselves caught. They've already lost their entire gate. If they lose someone here, they could take permanent damage on that fort. As Mule is no longer a ability that many characters can get like it was in the early days of Heroes of the Storm. They're going to jump on Jamster again. He's going to take a lot of damage. He already put his bomb out, but a great pull by Niam means our Australian does not die again. They're pushing out, but for right now, they just have to be patient. They don't have a lot of opportunities to stop this push. They don't have a lot of tools that stop Chromie. But again, her mana pool low. French takes some damage. Ease back out. There's a lot of damage. It's not onto Bowser King. Jeff, he gets rooted. He gets the cleanse from Rhaegar. Ultimate Hook saves his Tychus life, but they're low. They have to back away. Bowser King throws a Stormbolt. French ease in. So aggressive. But in the top lane, again, it's already getting hard for Leoric to deal with the push and dueling of Samuro. If he pushes out with his superior wave clear, he just gets autoed. Now, Jep has gone top. Samuro does have to back away here. That means they jump on Bowser and can use the Dwarf Toss to get out of that. And now we flip-flopped. It's 34 to 44 now, but the beacons have been grabbed by other teams. Jep rotates down. He is at half health. He's going to want a little boost there from Ultimate Hook. Bowser King does throw the Stormbolt, but it misses. Ding Dong just fronting up with the body. The root does land on Bowser King. French taking a ton of damage at the bottom. Ding Dong peels for his Vala. Beacon top is captured by Vinx. And Leo has had to fully back, so for now, full pressure in the top lane is going to the Sapporo Blade Master. Jada gets way too far forward, gets flipped over by Ding Dong, but good peel by Bowser King. He's taking a lot of damage now. He's in the trap. He's down to a quarter of his hit points. Jep also down to about a quarter. And Ultimate Hook is low on mana. The sustain on the blue team is now starting to become a problem. Third wing kicks in. Bowser King back up with 80% health. There's the push by the Diablo, as we discussed earlier. Lots of wall segments here. All the Chromie abilities miss, which means for a few seconds they have the ability. They're clumping up, though. This could be bad. Ding Dong does recapture it, though. The Chromie damage does come out. Jamster loses about a third of his health there. Ding Dong is at about a third of his health. But both sides have been captured by the red team. And I don't know, without a gank, how Jackal comes in here. And we're going to watch this. He throws his autos, but he just loses that. He just loses that exchange. Down in the bottom. Bowser King has recaptured. So again, but it's at 94%. If Red can take this even for a few seconds, Bowser King's taking so much damage. French is trying to finish him off, but no, Jadic and Jeb pressure him back with crazy damage. But both sides have been captured by the red team, and they're going to have a full strength Zerg Wave pushing in this top lane. So they did sacrifice their gate. They are maybe a quarter of a level behind, but they're in good position now. They're able to fight. So, in comes this full power Zerg Wave in the bottom. It's about 20% Zerg Wave. It's got an Ultralisk. It's got a happy little Guardian over here, a happy little accident. Most of the team is rotated. Jock of All is now in the bottom, just making sure they don't lose Soap. Murder is checking for rotations. But in the top lane, they're just letting things push with this. The red team would actually like to push bottom while it's not being protected. Bowser King comes down as well. He does get caught with Chastise, but it leaps overboard. Ding Dong can stun him into his own wall. Jack of All here looking to get the Drain Hope onto the Diablo. It doesn't look like a hit. He takes a lot of damage. Vinx now putting pressure onto Bowser King. Pushes him back. So now both Zerg Waves are finished. Neither team has lost a lot. Most of the front gate here is destroyed, and this gate is destroyed as well. But at the end of the day, no buildings change hands. Both teams have hit 10, and we're going to take a deep breath, reset, and grab our camps. On the blue side, we see Avatar, Temporal Loop, Odin, Entomb, and Ancestral. And this can be really strong Temporal Loop with Entomb, and then the Odin damage inside the Entomb. We can see some decent, not huge wombo, but decent wombo potential here from the ultimates of License to Kill. On the red team, we've got Light Bomb, Riptire, Lightning Breath, Blade Storm, and Rain of Vengeance. So a decent mix of CC and damage between those ultimates. The Bruiser Camp is going to push into the Siege Camp here. Samuro is taking this Siege Camp, and the three-man managed to take the Bruiser in the top lane, while Jack of All pushes out and destroys the front gate. They're going to siege the Bruiser Camp, and the Temporal Loop does come out on French, but the Riptire comes out to try to force them back. French is at 1 HP! Niam is there! French healed up. But now Anduin's in a tough location. He pops up the Light Bomb, the jump onto Jep. Niam takes so much damage and he's killed by the Chromie. But in return, Jep goes down. The Ancestral is not fast enough, and Bowser King will go down as well. French just playing. Who needs hit points when you have damage? My goodness, French just dipping in and out of that fight to get enough damage to get 2 return kills for the 1. So some excellent play here in the top lane. Samuro solos Jock of All. And again, this is only going to get harder for the Skeleton King. Samuro could be such a frustrating laner to play against. And you don't often see him on a map like this. This is a small map where he's not going to get the, the help of a long lane and the slow rotates. But he still has value. Now the Temporal Loop is going to come out on French here, but he manages to decisive, does not take a lot of damage. But Bowser King does have the Stormbolt. French taking a lot of damage. Ding Dong attempting the peel, but it's too much. The grenade kills Vala, and she's left here dissolving. We're sorry, Demon Hunter. Do better. Ding Dong will capture the bottom beacon in the top. Tons of pressure from the Samuro, and Jacoval is still at half health. He can't even step up to the beacon, but his foreman is able to step on the beacon to prevent Zerg progress going to either side. Bowser King does get bombed into the opponent's team. They don't have Vala, but they're letting the tower be their fourth member. Odin is popped. They are sieging up. They know Bowser King can survive even as he pops Avatar, so they're sieging up. They have got this fort down to almost half health. Mia healing his Ding Dong. They do flip, but out comes the Ancestral. A good Ancestral. Light Bomb hits nothing. Jeff steps up. They're continuing to do damage. The Riptire is going to come out. They're going to try and isolate somebody with this. But no, they just do damage on a Jeff, taking him down to about half. The fort's at half, but in the top, this fort is at lower than half. It has gone down, and Jackball has to run away from the Blade Master. These crits are sucking his health, and he cannot drain hope. Samuro can just use his mirror image, or he can swap to a clone. Drain Hope has no effectiveness against Samuro, and because Leo has to be so careful, Vinx can now rotate down. Out comes the Temporal Loop, but a great unstop pull there. Here comes a Blade Storm, and the Lightning Breath jump is so low. Will he survive? French stepping up, but Ultimate Hook keeps his Tychus in this fight. So that means Red Team is going to get pressure over the point. But Jackball, understanding there was a 5-man bot, steps up to take the beacon. That means we're still 0-0 for Zerg wave completion. They jump on the Chromie and she's dead now. Ding Dong as well. Out comes the Light Bomb. It goes off, not hitting anyone. Jeff throws the grenade, but the healing throughput from Anduin means Ding Dong is still at about 40%, now 50. Binks comes up top, pushes Jackball away again, and now these beacons are summoning Zerg. Stetman is stammering. Look out! I'm a scientist and I'm terrified. Jackball is looking. Now they're looking for an entomb here on the bottom. It's still just a 4v4 as Chromie is still dead. They don't have the damage. A silence does come out the root. Out comes the Riptire. French takes a lot of damage. Ding Dong is not there to peel this time. Getting chased down by the Murden. But Bowser King's taking so much damage. And with 57 stacks on the multi-shot, they blow up Bowser King, and that means there's no presence outside of Jackball on this bottom point. Ding Dong comes back in, and now they just have to be patient. They have to try and push them off with damage, but it's not enough as the red team captures both. They're 96, 98, 100, and they've got a full power Zerg wave in the bottom, and at that time, Samuro took this Firebat siege camp. They now have to deal with a big push in both lanes. License to Kill is on the back foot now, and Bad Rats has put themselves firmly into the driver's seat. Jadic playing the safe. They know they're going to lose this. Playing back here means you don't get grabbed and flipped by Diablo. It's a good choice. In the top lane, Samuro is going to solo down this Ultralisk. And Jackball is going to deal with this Fireback camp, but the bot lane is where the action is. This huge Zerg wave, so it's 75% crashes into the front gate of License to Kill. They want to defend this. The Odin is used in an attempt to more safely blow up to counter siege this push. Now that the Ultralisks are dead, the Guardians will move up more closely. Jadic does get jumped on by Ding Dong, but manages to not get stunned. French piling damage on, and the bombs from Jamster putting damage in as well. Ancestor comes out. Jadic is safe. Bowser King goes in, gets flipped by Ding Dong, but still alive. Binks is now rotating in, looking for an opportunity, maybe do some damage to the backline, but Jackball read that, and he's here as well. Out comes the Light Bomb. Out comes the Riptire. Oh, but Jeff gets pushed. He gets killed by the Riptire. He goes down. The Lightning Breath comes out. They're doing lots of damage to Bowser King. Also, the Blade Storm. Bowser King is low, but Jackball manages to push back the Blade Master. It's a 1-for-0. The siege is continuing. This keep is down to about 1/3 of its health, and more stacks here. 70 stacks for the Fire at Will build. The multi-shot build for Vala, and they will get this keep. It goes down. Out comes Temporal Loop on Ding Dong, but the pull is perfectly timed by Neum. So pulling at the beginning of Temporal Loop doesn't release you from it. You have to pull when it's going to pull you back. So Neum with excellent timing there, making sure his tank does not get pulled back in to an area of death. They're going to steal the Fireback camp. They're looking to steal the Siege camp as well. Jamster throws the trap. Ding Dong going to anchor. The blue team playing it safe. They don't have 16s yet. They need to be careful. And Samuro is sending clones up to make Jackwell go, nope! He's going to patiently wait for this crash or until he sees Samuro on the map. While this is happening, Bad Rats taking the boss. They are painting this map red. Everything belongs to them. Now, 16s have come in for License to Kill, and they are hoping this will give them the opportunity to push back, to take some team fights in their favor. And to be fair, one of Samuro has many strengths, but team fighting is not one of them. Or at least not as strong as some other characters. So, with a good team fight, it's still possible for a comeback for License to Kill. But Bad Rats is coming in. They're looking to see if they can cause a problem. There is the stun out to Neum. Here comes the N2. The light bomb comes out as well, though. It's so low, and Tychus is down immediately. Jacobal taking so much damage from the lightning breath. The boss is cratering their gate here. Bowser King's at half health. Binks comes in with the Blaze Storm, and Vala kills Murden. It's a 2-for-0. They have a 2-level advantage, and they're blowing up this keep while the Siege Camp pushes in the bottom. Binks getting low. Ding Dong at low health. So the damage dealers are still doing their job. They're pushing back this boss, but now the beacons are coming online, and the blue team, they're missing people for 10 and 20 more seconds, and they have to stop 2 camps from Catapult and a Siege Camp. They can't go take the beacons. And again, there is a chokehold on this game by the members of Bad Rats, who early on were getting pushed. They haven't lost any more on this fort since that original time. Ever since they started to get a lead in this game, they have used it to full advantage. The blue team gathering up. They don't want to get caught anywhere, but they're going to look to see if they can rotate to one of these beacons. Coming in. There comes the fire stop, the root onto it, but a huge multi-air and another fantastic stop. They popped the Entomb. They wanted to catch Vala, but Neum is on his game. Bowser King is isolated from his team. Binks is going to pressure him. Jadic and Jep have to back off, but that means there is a Siege Camp and a Zerg Wave coming in the top lane. They can't afford to lose anyone here, but a huge light bomb comes out. Out comes Ripcar. Jep is super low. He's going to be blown up before he does anything to this Diablo. Ultimate Hook is incredibly low. He's backing away. Bowser King is caught by French and Ding Dong. He's going to die. Another 2-for-0, and with the huge map pressure coming in on this core, I think it might be over. There's a little man in here going, "Stop those Zerg! There's too many! There's too many! Please help me!" But it's too late. There is no help for, I'm guessing, the SCV in that core. Game 1 goes to the members of Bad Rats. GG. So we see here the outkill 10-3. And when we look at damage, and the damage isn't bad. We've got good damage from Tychus, good damage from Chromie. But the damage doesn't tell the whole story. They got lots of poke, but the Anduin throughput was fantastic. Rhaegar, good healer too, but pulls at the perfect times, heals at opportune times. And again, it gave this team an opportunity to rarely have an outnumbered disadvantage. They usually had equal or better numbers. And again, as the scaling started to happen, Samuro pushing Leo out of the top, this team had enough control that the blue team really couldn't stop them. They couldn't send someone top because they were going to get pushed hard off the bottom point. And then as Zerg waves, as camps, as things, it just snowballed out of their hands on this map. So a great Game 1 win from Bad Rats. We will see where game number 2 is going to go. And here on the BO3 screen, I'll exit the replay, and we will jump into game number 2. Knock on wood, it doesn't crash Heroes of the Storm, because these pre-patch replay files can be very grumpy with the Heroes of the Storm client. Thank you to everyone who's joining me, by the way. We were hoping to cast this yesterday, but Blizzard, whether it was a DDoS attack or just server load or whatever it was, Blizzard had some struggles, so we are back in the game here. So, game number 2 is going to be on the Towers of Doom. Now, this is an exciting one. I've heard it said that Towers of Doom is where you take your opponents when you know you can beat them. I think that makes sense. I don't know who picked this map, but it is a map where resource allocation is the name of the game. You don't want to send people to too many places. You don't want too many people in the wrong places. You want to, everything you do, you want to do with the most efficient use of your resources, whether that's taking a pumpkin camp, uh, pushing your opponent team, getting the offlane dual soaking in your favor with wave priority. Whatever you do, you want to do it efficiently because if you don't, you will get punished on Towers of Doom. There's lots of opportunities to teamfight, but there's no opportunities to push down a core with a last-minute teamfight win. The core only goes down to the shots from the altars, the boss, and the pumpkin heads. So, we're all loaded up here. Let's have a quick uh, opportunity to hop onto the draft here, have a quick look at what these teams have drafted, and then we'll hop into the game. This is game number 2, NGS Season 19 Div C between License to Kill and Bad Rats. So, here we are. We've got Johanna, Gul'dan, Zeratul, Rhaegar, and Blaze. Now, that is an interesting team. Now, you can usually control this map early. If you control the map early, you can get ahead and kind of snowball this map as well. But Zeratul is a pick that takes some time to scale, usually. Now, that's some good peel frontline, and Gul'dan can be used to just blow people away, but this is a bit of a risky team comp from License to Kill. Zeratul will need some time, and yes, he can delay people. Yes, he can safely be frustrating. But if you're actually going to go and fight over something, Zeratul, I mean, you want to be level 7, level 10, level 16 before you really see a ton of value out of that pick. Otherwise, I do think Blaze, Johanna, they have a lot of control. Horrifies from Gul'dan. They have a chance to win team fights, but as we saw last game, uh, you're not always going to get a chance for five for five team fights. Bad Rats has the ability to move things around, to play patiently. They didn't take any team fights that they didn't want to take in the last game. So we'll see if they're able to keep that up, or if this, maybe we could say higher engage, higher pressure team comp with the Zeratul can start to turn things around in this series for the members of License to Kill. On the red side, we've got Sylvanas, Li Ming, Dehaka, Tyrande, and Varian. So Varian and Tyrande are very strong. I'm assuming Stukov was banned out, or maybe they just like Tyrande better. But the taunt into stun does let Li Ming blow people into absolutely teeny tiny itty bitty bits. Dehaka is incredibly powerful on this map with his global presence with tongues, and the ability to move through bushes doesn't necessarily let him move lane to lane incredibly quickly, but it does let him move to most of the altars fairly quickly, which can give him opportunities to delay his opponents. Sylvanas can give you power over the bot lane, even if you give up an altar or two. If you decide to suddenly take somebody's tower instead, Sylvanas can make that happen very, very quickly. So I really like this team composition. It gives them opportunities for basically everything you might want to do on Towers of Doom. It's not a team fight focused comp. It is a pick comp with delay and push. In a 5v5 team fight, it could struggle into the power of Johanna, Blaze, Gul'dan core, especially when you're looking at things like Bunker to stop burst, Blessed Shield to lock down squishier members, Gul'dan's crazy output with the Zeratul coming online as the game goes further. In 5v5 stand-up, knockdown, drag-out team fights, I do think it favors the blue team's comp. However, in most other game states, I think it favors the red team's comp. So again, all matchups are skill matchups. We'll see if License to Kill is able to bring their 5-man death ball, or I should say 4-man death ball with the Zeratul condiment into play. If they're able to maybe delay parts of this game long enough to have the Zeratul come online at 16 and just really start blowing away the Li Ming, the Sylvanas, the Tyrande in the back. But that is our draft analysis We're going to hop into game number 1, or game number 2, sorry. A 1-0 lead for Bad Rats. Let's see where this game goes. So, on the blue team, representing the Raven Lord. On the left, in blue, we have License to Kill, Bowser King on Joanna, Jep on Gul'dan, Jadik on Zeratul, Ultimate Hook playing Rhaegar, and Jukaval on the Blaze. On the red team, serving, I forget this guy's name.
The battle begins in 10
the Gravekeeper.
seconds.
It is the Gravekeeper. We have Bad Rat, Jamster on Sylvanas, Li Ming being played by French, Vinx on Dahaka, Neum on Tyrande, and Ding Dong, the variant's dead. Which old variant? Every variant. So it looks like the red team is looking for a cheese. Blaze might be considering this opportunity. No, he's looking for the gank as they go for the mid lane fight. They have not read that the Sylvanas has come in and they're going to try and blow away this first tower. They're not responding. They're not responding. The tower's down, and there's not even a chance for a pick as they rotate slowly. In the bot lane, Dahaka is getting a bit of an advantage lead here in Soak, but Blaze rotates quickly to cut him off. And these teams are currently desyncing their waves. Dahaka digs top, knowing top lane is usually the off laner's purview. Waits to make sure he isn't going to be ganked, and goes and kills some minions. French throwing out some poke from a distance. Again, Varian is basically a melee minion until 4. He can do a few things, but his real power comes online when Taunt does. And so here we see both teams are going to look for their pumpkin camps. Ding Dong just takes a quick look at what's going on there. So he did go for the Lion's Maw. He's going to try and stack that up to slow his opponents. We do have the Lunar Blaze, so the Taunt follow-up quest makes sense. We've got Racecar Dahaka, Force Armor, so not Aetherwalk. We've got a different form of Li Ming build here, looking to be a little more protected against the Zeratul spell damage. And we have Might of the Banshee Queen, so more powerful Qs on Jamsters and Sylve. On the other side, we do have Flashlight build on Johanna, not using that buffed up Laws of Move. We have the Fell Flame build from Jep's on. It is going to be Move Unseen for the Zeratul, so not the E build that gets the cooldown on his Blink. Totem build, and of course Adrenaline Stim Pack for Blaze, which just makes sense. There is a stun there, but in this bot lane, they are trading. 4 has come online. Ding Dong is now ready to be every squishy's worst nightmare if they're found alone. Rotate coming out. They're looking to maybe disrupt this. Ding Dong does taunt the tank. Bowser King does get stunned, but it looks like he was cleansed out there. In the top, Blaze just clearing out his wave with the Adrenaline Stim Pack. Jada coming here to give Blaze a bit of a boost in wave prio, but a good tongue there by Vinx means Jadix has to sacrifice some health to keep these even. Now, it does mean Jack of all can push in here, and they do have an experienced lead. That means on the bottom, it is a 4v3. Big damage onto Joanna from French's Li Ming combos. A good totem drop there. Red team is positioning to take this bottom port for themselves. Gul'dan looking to put some poke onto Ding Dong. Nobody's looking for the early cap, but Neum grabs it in the top lane. Each off lane grabbing their own. This is where the action will be. Bowser King uses the flashlight to stop it. Lots of damage. The attempted taunt, but Bowser King pops his Iron Skin, so he's not taunted. A blind. A lot of damage going on to Ding Dong's variant here. Jep throwing out Fell Flame after Fell Flame after Fell Flame. Already fully stacked there. But Bowser King's getting extremely low as well. Both these tanks are low, but Jack of all coming from the back. He's on a big rotate. In comes the Haka. The tongue is on to Blaze. Jadik is hitting the healer on Zeratul, but it is a 1-0, and this time the blue team has come out ahead. Vinx looking to see if it's possible to deny, but it is not. Now Jadik does take a lot of damage on that Zeratul. Vinx tries the long-range tongue to see if they can get a turn. But at this time, we are just resetting. There's about a half-level lead for the members of our blue team here. License to Kill is looking good in their experience collection. Both teams looking to take their pumpkin camps. Neither team looking to push particularly hard at the moment or invade each other, just willing to wait for the fights over the altars. And again, the actual team fights, the big brawl team fights, are going to be in the favor of the blue team. We're seeing that Neum takes so much damage. It's so hard for Tyrande to get out of that choke point, and the blue team blows away the healer of Bad Rats. And once again, the early game is not going the way of Bad Rats. Now, this did happen last game. They did turn around, but this time, the License to Kill used their advantage to take this series to 3. Again, as a fan, we all hope to see more HOTS. So, Bowser King is here. Is taunted by Ding Dong. Does get hit. French takes so much damage. Jake follows it up. He gets blown away as well. A 1-for-1, but a beautiful follow-up to kill that Li Ming to let her know she's not safe anywhere. But Bingson's going to come in, misses the tongue. Bowser King is here to peel for his teammates. Ultimate hook and Jet back away. They lose the entire gate in the bottom, and that means it's going to be susceptible to pumpkin pushes now in the future. Again, it's a full level lead now for the members of License to Kill. They do have the 4-shot lead as well. 2 altars are spawning, and Li Ming is just coming back now. Ding Dong does sniff out Bowser King here, but jumps on the Gul'dan instead. A big taunt. Neum follows up with the stun, but there's no other damage there to follow it up. And now Jack of All rotates down. Ding Dong is stunned. The Haka is having to walk down at the moment. Jack of All, a good pull by Bowser King. This Johanna is doing work as Neum is blown up again. And Ding Dong's variant goes down as well. Vinx comes in, is pinged. He does get a tongue, but who's going to follow up on this? Now the choke point is working to French's advantage. He's throwing combos in there, but is not able to get a kill or any reset. So that is 4 more shots to the members of the now level 10 License to Kill. And they're going to have to give up this one. Oh, it's 4 more. It's going to be 36 to 24 at 12 lead. Now out comes the Blessed. It does miss Li Ming. 10s are here for the blue team. We have Blessed, Shield, Horrify, Might of the Nerazim, Ancestral, and Bunker. Jadic just trying to be frustrated with the squishy backliners, but again, is taking a lot of damage. The stun does come out. Ancestral comes out, but it's not enough, and that tiny hit point pool that Zeratul possesses is not enough to keep him alive. I'm surprised even this far away the tower kept aggro on our Dark Templar friend. 10s now have been achieved for the members of Bad Rats as they will siege up on the bottom now that they have a numbers advantage. You got Wailing Arrow, Disintegrate, which makes sense. You don't want to be blowing people out of the Wailing Arrow with Wave of Force. Adaptation, Shadow Stalk, and Warbringer. So he can now charge to allies if necessary, and it has a lower cooldown. And mana cost, but since when does Varian run out of mana, guys? Let's be honest. Is he done? He is not quite done. He has 1 more Lion's Fang to finish Lion's Maw. Rayscarda Haka still soaking. Jadic is standing still, but it's been pinged. I think the red team knows about this. It is a 44. They're looking to invade here, though. Bowser King wants to be aggressive, but they do back off. The offlaners are doing offlaner things.
The ult.
They do want to target that Zeratul. It is the scariest member of the opposing team. They can pressure Gul'dan back, but Zeratul can get anywhere on anyone at any time. Blaze does come down. It's a 5v4 at this thing. Out comes a Blessed Shield, and they're going to grab these members together. The Horrify comes out. That hits 2, and that means that Tyrande is deleted again. She is their focus, and they are getting her every time they try. The Pumpkins are having a gourd battle here, but it is won by the blue team. And we see here another big team fight is coming out. Ding Dong is pressured while Jack of All captures the point. Ding Dong is at about a quarter of his health, and they are down 20 to 36. Now, do remember, folks, you could be down to 1 point, and the team cannot necessarily kill you. You can win with 1 point on your core in Towers of Doom. So, now the fort is down to about 20% of its health. Tyrande is back. Jep is at about half, but that's not unusual for a Gul'dan. He's doing fine. Ding Dong does so. Here, out comes the taunt. Out comes the stun. The Ancestral comes out, but it's too late. Bowser King now very low. The red team wanting to follow up. They finally have a fight that goes into their favor, and they're going to need a couple of these as they are still 3/4 of a level behind. The black arrows come out, and they're destroying the bottom gate. Jadik is coming in again. They want to focus on Niam, and they do. The Blessed Shield comes out as well. Niam is taking so much damage, blown away, this time with a butt bite of Ultimate Hooks Rhaegar. Now Jadik is on French, leaps away with that Might of the Nerazim Blink combo, and Jadik leaves with 100% health. Totally safe, no problem. Who's worried? Not me. 13s are now in for both teams. Again, there will be a 4% statistic lead for the blue team as they're about to hit 14. And, again, the offlaners are doing offlaner things. Jadik just putting some pressure there. Here comes the taunt. There's a big combo, but again, Jadik gets out just in time. And they're looking to finish off this bottom fort, which often gives you great choke ability. And it means your opponents don't have tap for this altar and this altar. They're looking to push in. Out comes a good fear, but it pushes everyone back, no one into the team. And so, unfortunately, that is a disengage fear as opposed to a team fight fear. Dahaka looking to capture this, but the rotate is coming in quickly for the members of License to Kill. And they're feeling bloodthirst. They do manage to get the delay onto Dahaka. Now it is a 5v4. Out comes a Blessed again. These Blesseds have been amazing. Ding Dong still alive. Out comes the Shadowsock. French taking a lot of damage from Jep here. Jack of all goes for the Jep propulsion, but not far enough. Jep takes damage with the Out comes the Ancestral. Great tongue by Dinks, but an excellent cleanse by Ultimate Hook means that Gul'dan is still alive. They jump onto Jack of all as Jamster is grabbing this. Ding Dong is getting incredibly low. The bunker comes down to prevent the burst as Jack of all is still alive. It has gone 1-to-1 to both sides. This team fight is taking forever. The sustained fight. Blaze goes down. That's a 2-for-1. At some point in that fight, I might have missed it. Zeratul died, and that meant that their burst pressure was basically zero. Gul'dan's not a bursty hero. And so that means they're going to come back down here, use the black arrows, and get their fort back. This is mine. Thank you very much. Jep will come back here to take this. And again, the kills aren't huge. It's 7-5. Johanna hasn't died. Rhaegar hasn't died. We've seen some top-notch Ancestral and cleanses from Ultimate Hook. He's done some great job. But Bad Rats now, they're starting to get the game on even footing. They're actually slightly ahead in experience. It's pretty much even as they get their fort back. So they needed a couple of good team fights to tie this up. And what did they do? They went and found themselves a couple of good team fights. And this is exactly what you don't want as License to Kill. They're all split up, and this is what the pick comp wants. A good totem is dropped, but they do get a taunt and the follow-up, and that's a blow-up on Rhaegar. Ding Dong is taking some damage. The rotate is coming in from Jadik and Bowser King. But you can't do this. You can't do this. Your team fight comp cannot be split 1-2-2 against the pick comp. That is how you give the game away. Both teams hit 16. It is still a big lead for the blue team in terms of this. Out comes the Blessed Shield. The Shadow Stalk comes out as well. Jadik gets taunted, taking a ton of damage from French, is blown away. In the mid lane, not much is happening, honestly. But in this bottom lane, all sorts is happening. There's an attack here. We didn't see the black arrows there, so they're not looking to commit to this fort. Jep is forced to back with low mana and low health, and his healer is gone. Now they will commit. They're coming in. There is the taunt onto Bowser. He takes a ton of damage from the Li Ming. She's trying to hit more combos. Ding Dong trying to get the last final hits. Bowser King does get blown away, and they got no support from the tower as it was being locked down by the black arrows of Sylvanas. The offlaners trade 1-for-1 on the top. It is now 11-26. Bad Rats are coming back in this, but if they keep trading even, they could still lose. They could still lose this match because they gave up such an early game lead. But now they get 5 shots because they've taken this bottom tower. It is now 24-11. Still, it seems like a lead, but the momentum has shifted into and another lockdown. It's onto Zeratul, or sorry, it's onto Gul'dan, and that orc gets to visit the Void. You know, he likes it there. That's where all his demon buddies are. And hot damn if he didn't get a one-way trip express from the members of Bad Rats. Banks looking to push hard here. Jakoval was pushing out mid, but now he's at risk of losing his top tower here. The momentum is shifted entirely into Bad Rat's favor, just like they did in Game 1. They were behind, and then they just kept finding good fights. Now Jadik is looking to find more opportunities for the Zeratul, but it's getting harder and harder. Whenever he comes out of stealth, he's getting charged and taunted by this variant because they're realizing They're realizing that there is no burst if there is no Zeratul. Gul'dan can put out tons of damage, but it is slow damage. And that's the kind that Toronto wants. Toronto can't handle burst, but if you're going to do your damage bit by bit, chunk by chunk, steadily, she can handle that. Bing's getting a lot of pressure, goes for the tongue, but Jocko managed to do a little sidestep there. The jet propulsion comes out. It looks like it misses, though, on the mini-map here. The tongue's right. Here does come another good blessed and a good fear. It does split the team. There goes the shadow sneak, and they do kill Sylvanas this time. The taunt will be on Rhaegar, but they've got a big HP advantage. Now, this fort is on the favor of Bad Rats. Ding Dong is taking so much damage here. Out comes the blind, but Bowser King can't afford to take that. Jading is going to look for an opportunity. He jumps onto Neum, who takes about 40% health. And Vince is now coming in from the other side, though. He's taken the top. Here comes the tongue. The taunt. They blow up Bowser King's Johanna. They have taken 5 of the 6 towers on this map, and Jakoval is desperately defending their last one. But this will be 6 more shots for Bad Rats as they bring this game closer and closer. They were a full level behind before. Now they're a full level ahead. They have taken a game from behind on what can be a very snowballing map. They made some adjustments to their strategy, and now Neum's not getting blown up. They're not falling behind. They're going to hit 21st, and they went from behind 11 to, I think, 33. It's now 11 to 18. And you know what? Being behind is one of the harder game states to play the game in, so you got to give Bad Rats a lot of credit. We got to give them kudos for a tough mentality. They don't let being behind get them down. They don't let being behind make them turtle. They just keep waiting for their win con, and boy howdy, do they know how to play to their win con. In the bottom, they're trying to kind of destroy the pumpkins. That means with the dark arrows, this middle fort is going to go down. And again, only 1 fort for the members of License to Kill at the moment. Bad Rats, they have 20s, so they're going to dare the opposing team to come after them. We've got Bolt of the Storm from Sylvanas with a Disintegration upgrade from French, Adaptation upgrade from the Dahaka. We've got Shooting Star from Tyrande, and we have Taunt upgrade, which you don't often see, Vigilance. They're going to go for the final one here, although the bottom one has been recaptured by License to Kill, but the top is going down, and they're taking this camp. They're going to try and get 3 more shots here. If these go through, it will be tied after having such a disadvantage. Incredible work from the members of Bad Rats here. And if you're Licensed to Kill, this has to be frustrating. You gave up a pick at one point in your team fight comp, and since then you have not been able to play these fights the way you want. Now they have 20s as well. We see upgraded Blessed Shield. Is it going to come out? Oh, so much damage on the Joe. She gets silenced and blown up. That Shep does cast the Ancestral, or gets the Ancestral from Ultimate Hook, but they're already missing their main tank, and they have to back away. So much damage flew away. And I don't think I've ever seen a Johanna disappear so quickly. That was like a magic trick. They must have been taking coaching lessons from Chrisinator Angel Mind Freak. They made that Joe disappear. They are ahead 11 to 6 now. And we do have the upgraded Radiating Faith. We've got the Demonic Circle from Gul'dan and the Might of the Nerazim upgrade Twilight Falls. We've seen the AoE Ancestral upgrade from Rhaegar popped already, and the Bunker upgrade comes up as well. These pumpkins will go in. It is 3 to 11. Bad Rats in complete control of this game. They're looking for opportunities, but Johanna's not back for 6 more seconds. License to Kill, they're just hanging on. They just need to survive. They can make it to the next altar phase. There's only 1 altar. They're still in this. If they can win a fight, take the altar, possibly go, well, the boss is 3 minutes, so not that. But, you know, get some of their structures back. There's still an opportunity, but it's looking harder and harder and harder for them here. Ding Dong is taking a ton of damage. Out comes the Blessed Shield. They're going to target down the Varian. Out comes the Fear, and it does get Varian. They haven't managed to blow him down yet. Out comes, there he goes. He goes down. There is a big stun. The Bunker comes out for Blaze. He is cleansed by Ultimate Hook, but there's the stun and the kill by the Li Ming combo. Jadik isn't able to get in the backline at the moment, even though the tank is dead. Binks has dug in. He's going to go for the tongue. He does miss. Johanna just looking to create space. The Altar's coming up in 16 seconds, and it's still a 4v4. They need more. Oh, they're going to try and get these pumpkins in. Jeff has to focus his damage onto the pumpkins and not on the enemy healers. Jadik is going to jump on Neum, but again, he's going to have to be willing to take damage from the tower to blow up the healer. They do clear the pumpkins. They survive for now. Bounce King looking to capture, but there's no way Bad Rats is going to let this go for free. The Owl comes out from Thron. Now Vinx is alone, and they don't have a main tank still for 19 seconds. Oh, but they blow up Gul'dan. And now Jadik has to do all the damage by himself. Ultimate Hook drops the Ancestral. They group up to try to let it heal everyone. Ultimate Hook getting low here. He's down to half. He's stunned. There comes the Blessed Shield. It comes out. The stun misses. It also misses on Jadik from the 20. But Neum is now getting tons of damage. They're backing away, but they can't let this be given up. Jadik jumps on. This time he doesn't have to worry about a tower, but he's super low on mana. So is Bowser King. Neum still attempting. French is back. Varian's back. He jumps on the healer. Jadik taking damage. Jumps on Neum again, but gets stunned and is killed. Ultimate Hook is bodied out by Ding Dong. Jakaval is here, but Neum is capping. Neum is capping. Neum is capping. He's stopped, but Johanna has to give her life for that. Here comes a blow up of Blaze. He's blown away. Ultimate Hook. He's got all the hit points left on the members of License to Kill, and it's about 200. Is it going to go down? They kill him. It's a 5-man team wipe as the Altars finish the game. What a turnaround for Bad Rats. They were so far behind, and they started taking control. And even against a strong team fight comp, boy, oh boy, did they start team fighting like they knew what they were doing. And we were expecting the Zeratul scale, the level 16 being terrifying. But it's like Bad Rats knew. I mean, of course they did, but they were prepared for that. They were waiting for that. And the way they grouped up, the way they positioned their team around Neum made it so hard to get a blow up on Neum, on French, on Jamster, on anyone. I want to tell you about Cojones. Because into Zeratul, we see Glass Cannon Li Ming. French feeling brave and trusting his teammates, and he absolutely should have. They were big time behind early on. They were a full level behind. They didn't hit 10s when their opponents did. They lost their bottom fort. They could have said, dang, tough one, let's go for game 3. But they played to their win condition. They waited until they saw the split up from the team fight comp. They took it, they smashed it, and they never let go. They never let go after that. So great work by both teams here. I think these are incredibly entertaining games. Some games to watch, honestly, I think, for people who want to see how you play from behind and play to a win condition from Bad Rats here in both Game 1 and Game 2. Thank you so much to anyone who was here to spend time with us during the stream. Thank you to both these teams for playing. I'm Omster. The VODs will be on Twitch for 7 days and on YouTube later today for, as long as YouTube lets it. And, yeah, this has been NGS Season 19 Div C between License to Kill and Bad Rats. Bad Rats wins it 2-0, gets the domination and 4 points in the standings. GG's, and ladies and gentlemen, go enjoy yourself some Heroes of the Storm.